watched him for 15 years, sitting in a room, looking at a wall, not seeing the wall, looking past the wall, looking ahead to this night, waiting for some secret, silent alarm to trigger him off. Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your service. Kilt-Man, who is actually now Boiler Suit Man. Why? All will become very apparent. My young friend over there. This little chappy here. Now I would have had the actual prop knife from Halloween 2, which you've seen because you did see me do an unboxing on it. I got the scalpel as well from Halloween 2. And wouldn't you know it, Loki, the god of mischief, has hidden that bloody thing on me in this vast labyrinthine museum of Kilt mansions. I can't find it. We'll have to make do with a real one. So yes, I'm wearing the original Halloween coveralls. Now, the jury has always been out on this. Were they blue, were they green? Quite clearly, in the opening, in the daylight scenes of Halloween 1978, Michael Myers is wearing spruce green, these. And I think he wore them throughout the movie. Obviously, the way it's lit, Carpenter favouring that blue filtered light, that nocturnal sort of imagery, it comes across as blue. And they're green and they're blue in Halloween 2. Now, we know that in Halloween 2018, yes, the one that came out last year, yes, the one I've got so many issues with, yes, the one that's spawning 2 ridiculously titled sequels, which I still can't wait to see. He's wearing blue. Yeah, he's wearing blue. There is the mask from Halloween 2, right? That's been available from Trick or Treat Tots Studios for a long time. I love that mask. Of the 2 films, the 78 and the 81, Halloween 1, Halloween 2, the look of Dick Warlock, who wears that mask, it's the same mask. I've done this before, but it's worth recapping. The mask he wears in Halloween 2 is exactly the same mask that Nick Castle wore in Halloween 1978. It's just that it was kept under the bed in, I've forgotten the girl's name now, Deborah Hill, producer Deborah Hill's house. Deborah Hill, chain smoking, like a human chimney. And it got a bit dishevelled. Plus, Dick Warlock's face is a different shape than Nick Castle's. Nick Castle has a horse head, long and narrow. And Dick Warlock, who was Kurt Russell's stuntman, by the way, in a few movies, has a more squat, sort of roundish sort of face. So it filled out differently. Also, he couldn't breathe in it, so he's forever lifting it up by the nose and by the throat. So, which is why the paintwork wore off on the mask itself to reveal more of a flesh colour underneath. And the nose and the lips were smudged because his fingers were sweaty and he was pulling the mask up all the time. So there you go. Now, the whole point of this, of course, is that Tots Trick or Treat Studios have finally got the official rights to the original 1978 William Shatner Halloween shape Michael Myers mask. Woo boy! We got it! This was due out in September this year, 2019. And but loads of us who pre-ordered it back in January, oh yeah, got a little surprise yesterday, the day before, because they began arriving. Mine's over there, boys. It's over there. Now, I'm not going to use that to open it, obviously. I'm going to use the old trusty ski and do. I say trusty. It's hurt me a couple of times, but come on, let's do this. Now, I pre-ordered mine from the UK company, who I always give a big shout out to. No, it's not Amazon this time. Mad About Horror. Always love these guys. A lot of my props and stuff and masks and what have you have come from Mad About Horror. And once you've paid your money, it hits you within record time. Now, as you can see, there's a slight dinge to this. Oh God, no! Just a second. Forgive me, folks. I am so remiss. This could take some time because you all know I've still got this gammy hand, and that's my knife hand as well. And it makes me wonder how James Jude Courtney, returning to play Michael Myers in the next Halloween film, Halloween Kills, is going to fare with a burnt mask, knife wounds, stab wounds. He's been shot, got his fingers blown off, he's lost an eye, and he'll be fucking 62 by then. Okay, now, Justin Maybury of Tots sculpted this mask, and we know it's a proper replica of the original. God, I can't wait to see it. But I'm dragging this out a bit more. Obviously, this will not have the hole in the neck from the knitting needle, which is in that mask, with a little bit of blood around it as well, which I think is a bit of a genius touch. That I love that touch. This should be pristine. This should be the mask as it was, where it's a William Shatner mask from Star Trek, spray painted white, ghost white, because he's meant to have this blank, emotionless face anyway. So he picks a mask which obviously reflects his lack of soul. And the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. Love that line. Obviously, the Star Trek sideburns are on it as well, so they ripped those off. But where they were stuck on with the glue, they're still, those marks of the glue are still there. So now every mask has to have, these kind of marks on where they once were. Kind of crazy, isn't it? Well, we're done with the ski and do. Now, there has been, America got these first, but isn't that always the way? Oh, and we got the obligatory the Mad About Horror. You can imagine those eyes lighting up, can't you? How many masks from Halloween have come out? How many? This would be my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my 7th Michael Myers mask. Hey boys, let's get some shape into this. Some shape into it. And I did not mean that then, actually. Ooh. Already I can tell that's quite a large mask. That's bigger than the 2018 mask, which I love, by the way. I know people had issues with it. Right, now, where do we start? Here's the official labels and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so this is a genuine licensed trick or treat mask. We have, the hair is not as crazy as the Halloween 2 hospital mask. Which is kind of wacky, but I like that it's wacky because his hair is ridiculously wacky in that it's like stringy bits and what have you. So you can have a good play around with that, and it should look kind of wild. And the way mine has gone, it looks pretty wild. I have doctored that. I've modified that and put damage on it. I've put the T across the forehead, and I've accentuated the shadows and the contours. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good, actually. And I did that with pencil, just shading, and it worked a treat. You probably can't tell in this light. One day, I'll have a proper studio with proper lights. I'll have arc lights and stuff. But there he is. Very white. Very white. There's a touch of, I don't know if you can you see in there, there's a touch of blue. There's a bit of blue around here as well. There's a bit of blue under here. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that's probably accurate. You study the film, there's all different colour schemes. The film's been restored so many times, and they've gone back Dean Cundy's original cinematography and his original colour timing. Who's to say what's fucking genuine and what isn't now? It all comes down to whether that's Judith getting offed there. Judith Myers. Right, so I don't mind that. It is very, very white, very bright and vivid, very bold. The eye holes do look slightly larger. Of course, he's up there. Now, that is the poster from Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Well, that's the face from the poster for Halloween 4, but the actual mask that they've used and the image they've used is from Halloween 2, as you can tell by the shape. Oh God, the shape of the face. That's why they call him the shape, isn't it? So, We have no... I'll tell you what we do have. We don't have a knitting needle hole, but we have a little bunch of spidery pubes on his neck. What's that about? And they are stuck there. Have you moved them? That was to mark where the knitting needle hole would be later on throughout the course of that Halloween, the night he came home. Right, so we've discussed the... Right. And now there's a slight issue. So that is not someone in the shower. This is the original, the CD 20th anniversary release of the soundtrack. And of course on this they put loads of snippets of dialogue on it and sound effects, and I like it, but I'd rather we could get the original as well, you know. But yeah, there's the mouth is open. Now, I do believe in the film the mouth actually, there are shots where you can see that the mouth is open, but some people don't like that sort of thing, so that could easily be sealed up with glue or a bit of tape on the inside. But super glue would probably be the best way of doing it. We can see where the side is there, so we've got the glue stripe down here. Now, what I will say, and I'll show you, I'll identify a bit better. Just a second, I'll do it now. Even though this is quite a big mask as well, look at this. Look at the profile. That very, very definitely is William Shatner's face. Because Shatner himself had a bit of a sort of, he didn't have a long face. He had quite a proper full face to him. There is a huge look of William Shatner to it. The way the nose sits as well, slightly upturned, and the lips, the little pursed lips to one side. Shatner.
What do I give him when we take him in front of the judge?
Now, you would think that this would be more accurate in that respect.
Barely be able to sit up.
I'm not getting that from that profile. I haven't worn this yet. I'm not getting that. I'm thinking those eye holes are too big. The hair's a little funky at the moment. It's padded down better than I expected. It will, yes, it is. It's definitely in layers. It's definitely in layers on the back. This is what they do. They do it in strips. So you've got a strip of hair glued on, then a gap, then another strip of hair glued on, then a gap. And it's all sort of brushed down and sort of stuck down to try and cover the baldy patches. The Michael Myers alopecia. But I don't mind that. There's enough there to play around with and get a few spiky bits and a few strands. I'm going to have to put this on, aren't I? But first of all, I'm going to take that bloody sticker off. Sticker, you know what I mean. Here we go. This is the dangerous bit, folks. This is where I always hurt myself. I'm learning. Get that bit of plastic from the inside. We have a mark on the inside. We have 1802, and we have some marking there as well. Can you see that? Looks like a little pumpkin there, doesn't it? It is a pumpkin. It is a pumpkin. And it has the F-4 on it. But that is a pumpkin emblem. No one else has mentioned that in the videos we've seen. That's quite nice, I like that. And the number is, well, it looks like 18... Oh no, sorry. It's 1002. 1002. That's not bad, is it, you know? Okay. He's gone! He's gone from here, the evil is gone! And I'll tell you where he is. He's here.
You're all right. Yes, I'm okay. He's gone. He's gone from here. The evil is gone. I got it.
Yeah, the hair needs to be jazzed up a bit. I mean, in the first film, the hair isn't that freaky. It gets worse in Halloween 2, obviously. I mean, you can't get shot off a balcony and expect to just get up with your hair immaculate. It's a big mask, folks. It's a big mask. It's actually too big for me. You've got some nice contours. You've got this bluish shade, which I quite like. I can't quite tell if it seems to have more of a fod than it should do. Is that better? You know what, folks? Oh, be careful! If you've got some precious markings on the inside, like the pumpkin, they're going to rub off. Watch out, folks. If you've got something funky in there, that is going to rub off on you. Because you don't have sweat in there, so just, if you want to preserve them with all their trick-or-treats, gubbins, bear that in mind. I don't want to smear that pumpkin, because that's just a great little, I don't know, a little bonus. I'm not even sure why they've done it, but it's obvious why they've done it. It's Halloween, for God's sake. So folks, there you go. Now, there was a version of this. To get away with that license, they did what was called the L-Rod mask, because in the start of Halloween 2, the shape, after getting up off the back lawn, after being shot I shot him 6 times! I shot him 6 times! I shot him in the heart! He's not human! And he then takes himself off to the L-Rods, where he picks up, well, he takes their knife, doesn't he? And then he goes and kills that poor girl in the next door. It's just utterly random killing. Although having said that, his face, when he pops up behind her, she's on the phone to her friend, isn't she? And her friend's warning her that something's happened. Oh God, I can hear the sirens. That's just down the street. And she hears something, boing. You go and does that foolish thing of walking into a dark room on her own. And he just pops up behind her. And blood sprays across her face and her neck. But the look on his face, and you see his eyes, and it's like real fucking, well, not like that. Kind of like, real angry, evil glint in his eyes. Of course, in the Halloween 1978, you see his face as well. Tony Moran played him, and when he comes out the shadows and attacks Laurie again, you know, towards the end, and she pulls the mask off his face just as Loomis comes up the stairs, and you see him come up like that, and it's a young face. It's just a 21-year-old bloke, and with a weird glint in his eye because he has been stabbed in it as well. Like, well, the knitting needle went in there, didn't it? Whatever, I can't remember. Not the knitting needle there. The coat hanger. She unscrews it in the wardrobe and stabs it there, and then gets his knife and stabs him. And he pulls up, and there's a weird glint in that eye, the knackered eye, and everyone goes, "Oh, he's so ugly." But he isn't. He isn't. In that shot, he's not an ugly, deformed monster. He's just a bloke. And that's what I like about it. And you see him put the mask back on. Just when he gets it back on, Loomis. Now, I always thought that was a headshot, the way his head goes back like that. And then you see him in the bedroom, just sort of silhouetted against the French windows and the balcony. And he goes. And his hair's kind of freakish in that moment. And then it's bang, 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 bang. On the deck. It was the boogeyman. As a matter of fact, it was. Awesome stuff, awesome. Folks, now, in a rarity for me, I'm going to say that I am not absolutely enamoured with this mask. To me, the hair is a little bit too dark. I'm not sure why that is. I'll have to go back and watch the film again, but I don't think it looks as dark as that. The eye holes are too big, and I think the mask itself is too big, and it does not have the shape, the shape of William Shatner's face, which the Halloween 2 mask does. So, Now you can always say, well, Nick Castle didn't have William Shatner's shaped face, so obviously he stretched the mask out. I'm not getting that from this either. Don't get me wrong, that's a good mask. That is a good mask, but I need those eye holes to be slightly smaller. Hey, I can be finicky about these things. The amount of stuff, the amount of berating I've seen of Trick or Treat Studios stuff online and in forums has been, catastrophic, cataclysmic even. And I feel like sometimes the only one who's like going, hey, I like what they do. But, so now it's my turn to have a little bit of a nitpick. Been waiting all year for this, I do love the colour. I think when the lights go down, that will look good. That will look spectacular. You like that well. Unlike that, which is dirty because of what happened to it. It's dirty, it's dishevelled, it's grubby, it's grimy, it's completely, massively not white, is it? Well, that wasn't too bad there, did it? Oh, the two of them together. Hello, hello.
He finished dinner.
He's the big bro. He's the younger one, obviously.
And he went out to the garage. Himself a hacksaw.
It's a bromance.
Then he went back into the house.
I may
His wife and his 2 children.
come back at someone and go like, hey, you know what?
And then he
I've seen it in the dark now. I've seen it lit up. I've worn it with the costume, and wow, it looks amazing. And these are my initial impressions. And although I think it's a well-made mask, it's a great mask. It's nicely detailed for what it is. I mean, the whole point is there's not meant to be any detail to it. So don't go expecting like damage and contours and ruggedy rough bits, damage and wounds. That's not going to be the case with this mask. This is just the blank, ghost-like, shape, face, very, very bold, to come out the shadows. Usually see music like that. And but yeah, green coveralls for Halloween one. I'll have you know. I've got the blue ones. By the way, my ones are, I have bullet holes all over them. I have knife wounds in them. I have oil, petrol, gasoline, all sorts. I go up like a fucking torch, like a bloody Roman candle. Like a Molotov cocktail if someone lit up next to me. Like Deborah Hill, Chainsmoker Deborah Hill. There he is. Doesn't look see, look at that angle there. That does not look too bad. That looks all right. That looks okay. Got a bit more of the Shatner, because it's Shatner's cheeks as well. He had a bit of cheekage, and believe you me, I should know, being a little bit of a cheeky chappy myself. So yeah, certain angles, you're getting it. Not that. And I'm afraid not that side either. I'm getting it more from that angle. It's just a mask. Kilt-Man! It's just a mask. Get over it, boy. But I'm happy. Overall, I'm very happy to get it, because this is the original. This is the granddaddy of Stalk and Slash. And it is. Michael Myers is and yet the weird thing about it, what's his chosen method of killing? Usually, strangulation. Linda, he strangles. Annie, he strangles. He tries to strangle Laurie a couple of times. He goes for the throat. And obviously, poor Bob gets lifted up by the throat and then puts the knife in. But in the first film, he does go for strangulation. He'll bring the knife in, of course he will. But yeah, that's the angle to be presented at. That is the angle there for me. Oh look, in the background, the poster as well. Yeah. Nobody likes me. You do have the slightly skew-if nose. I mean, that's the thing about them. His face is not. It's not like uniform, is it? It's not like symmetrical. He has Shatner has a nose and a pout that kind of go in different sort of directions, and it does. Hang on. It does reflect that. It does reflect that. I'm seeing a bluish tinge inside the ear. I'm seeing slightly blue channels here, which add a little bit of, I don't know, a sort of supernatural, ghostly contrast to it. The overall aesthetic is very bold, very white, just a pure spectre. But with the added bits of blue, it gives this icy, haunting quality as well. So, you know, overall, I'm going, with the dud hand, I'm going, yeah, massive thumbs up. Just a few little issues I wish hadn't been the case. But the jury's out. I'll wait to see this in the dark, when it's displayed properly, and I'll get back to you with results on that. You'd need to play around with this hair. Gotta do something there.
Standing on the lawn, he could have seen inside.
One of the best jolts in the movie when that branch comes through the window.
Seems to me you're just plain scared.
This is the devil's eyes bit.
Yeah, I am. I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left. No reason, no conscience, no understanding, and even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, right or wrong. I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up, because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
What do we do?
He's been here once tonight. I think he'll come back. I'm gonna wait for him.
I still think I should notify the radio and television.
No. If you do that, they'll see him in every street corner. They'll look for him in every house. Just tell your men to keep their mouths shut and their eyes open.
Donald Pleasance.
I'll check back in an hour.
Fantastic. Charles Cyphers. Sheriff Lee Brackett. Fantastic. They are all uniformly awesome in the movie. Hey Lonnie, get your ass away from there. And I love like Donald Pleasance is like Sam Loomis' little cheeky smile, got him. And then the sheriff walks up behind him. Yeah, I am afraid. Here we go. So folks, there you go. That is the Tots 1978, the long-awaited 1978 original Michael Myers mask. And you know what? The more I'm holding it and looking at it, the more impressed I'm getting with it. Eye holes are a little bit too big. I will definitely give it that. It's a very simple. It's such a simple design, but so striking and so iconic when lit by Dean Cundy and directed by John Carpenter. You just cannot beat it now. You know, you're getting. I like when he picks up the phone after he's killed Annie and Laurie's. You know, first I get your famous chewing, now I get your famous squealing, and he picks up the phone and he just. It's just like inhuman. He's almost like a Terminator, just trying to assess what am I hearing, what details are there, who are you, where are you, how can I get to you? Sarah Connor, Laurie Strode.
I'm not afraid. Bull.
So,
I'm not.
folks, I'm going to leave it there. The long-awaited Tots 1978 Michael Myers Halloween mask.
Go ahead, Lonnie.
I hope you like it. If you've got it, let me know what your opinions are. If you're going to get it, let me know what your opinions are when you get it. And in the meantime, please, folks, can we please tell your friends that Kilt-Man or even Boiler Suit Man need some support? So please hit that subscribe button. If you just stumbled on this channel, you like what you see?
Much to prove me wrong.
Obviously, if you don't like what you see, just
Well, it's gonna take more
move along.
fancy talk to keep
Nothing
me
else to
from
see here.
crawling around these bushes.
But if you like it, please hit the like button and then the subscribe button. It will do me a lot of favours, and it just means that I'll keep it going with lots more, because as you know, the regulars amongst you will know I've always got stuff in reserve. Over there, there's yet another mask. Oh yes. Upstairs there are 2 more masks, which I've yet to show you. Right, folks, there you go. From me and Michael,
Talk.
me and the Michael boys, you know, the 2 Mikeys, we're going to say
All lined
Happy Halloween, and I think there's
You're telling me they're lined up for a slaughterhouse.
94 days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 94 days to Halloween, Silver Shamrock. I could be wrong about that, I didn't even bother working it out. But anyway, comment below, let me know. And in the meantime, keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. Watch out for the boogeyman. And watch out for the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. And I'm going to see you all